Okay, hello everybody. I am Dr. James Baird and I am a professor of business here at Southwest University. And today we're going to talk about what a leader has to look like, okay, to be a good leader and to engage and motivate their people to extreme productivity. So it's a composite of a successful leader in the 21st century. It's called the 5 factors. So what is leadership? Well, really the definition of leadership is someone that can move everybody in the same direction and make sure no one gets off the rails. Getting them all going towards the mission and vision of the organization. Now, that's a lot. And it doesn't really matter if you have 5 employees or 5,000 employees, it's hard. So, what are the 5 factors? Always tell the truth. Be ethical in all your dealings, doesn't matter what it is. Treat everyone with respect and appreciation. Be humble and include everyone. When we're talking about include everyone, we bring everyone into the work circle. So, always tell the truth because employees are going to find out the truth anyway. And if they find out that you lied to them, they're not going to follow you anywhere. Lying can have a direct effect on retention and turnover. And the one thing we don't want is good employees going to work for someone else, especially the competition. You may have to start all over again, costing valuable time, money, and resources, of which we don't have a lot of anyway. It affects morale and engagement. As people disengage, their motivation goes down, the productivity goes down. In the meantime, the competition is ramping up. And when trust is lost, you're done. I can speak for myself, but I know I speak for a lot of you. If we don't trust the leader, we're not following them anywhere. And that's just the way it is. They have to trust you, they have to like you. Employees then run at about 50 to 75% of what really can be done. And that's not where we need them. We need them at 100. Trust will evaporate and productivity will start going down marketably. And it does this very quickly. Let employees rise above the politics, alienation, and fear of reprisal to speak their own truth. Okay? A lot of people are afraid to say anything at a meeting because they're afraid the next day when they come to work, their desk is going to be out by the tree. So we've got to let them rise above that. It's okay. They may need just to vent. It's okay. Take them into your office. Talk to them. And what this does, it leads to honest and forthright communication. And it's double loop. It goes up and it comes down. And that's how it has to be successful in this world now. Be ethical in all your dealings. Compromising ethics brings a tidal wave of doubt and suspicion and copycat behavior that endangers the overall mission and vision. We have to set the way. We have to set the example for everybody. And if you don't believe they're not watching you, they're watching you. Trust me, they're watching. Okay? Assess whether your areas of expertise are a good match to deal with the situation. It's okay to bring in other people. I've done this all the time because sometimes my expertise doesn't match the situation. I need other people. And that's the one thing you have to remember about leadership. To be successful, you're going to need other people. Assume personal responsibility for all consequences. This ensures that all parties know one is facing true north, which means you're going to be ethical in every single dealing you have with anybody, okay? One thing I don't like is when someone's coming into my office and they're beating around the bush about something, because then I know it's bad news. Or they blame what they did on everybody else. And I'm always like, yeah, you've got free will. You could have not done it, but you did it. Treat everyone with respect and appreciation. This is a basic human need. Any position, Any sociologist, any psychologist will tell you this. Everyone wants respect and appreciation. No one gets up in the morning and says, oh, I don't mind if they disrespect me and don't appreciate me. Wrong, wrong. Okay? So, it's not enough to recognize these attributes at an annual evaluation. You're too late. One must consistently recognize desired behaviors in a timely manner. If somebody does something great, let them know and say thank you. Those are strong words coming from a leader when you say thank you, appreciate what you do. The result can be dramatic. Lower turnover rates. Let me ask you, what's the average for an entry-level position to teach them how to do the job? $10,000 per employee. So if you've got large turnover rates, it's costing your company money it doesn't have. Achievement of enhanced business results, and that's the goal. Enhanced business results. Stronger goal setting. Communication. When I do consulting, one of the things I ask is, what are your top 3 problems? Almost every time, somewhere in those top 3, they say the same thing, communication. And I'm like, okay. Trust, because they got to trust you, and accountability. Now, I am certainly not saying don't hold everyone accountable for what they do. They have a job description, they have a job, hold them accountable. Okay? Not control, bad word, accountable. What we gain here is a self-actualized workforce. And you may remember this from your psychology class, Maslow's hierarchy of need. This is what we want. Self-actualization is at the top of the pyramid, and that means basically, I'm okay, you're okay. And if you're not okay, that's okay. And normally, you're good in your skin. Okay? You're good. You know what you do well, you know what you don't do well. Okay? So how do we do this? Equitable salary and benefits, number 1. We've got an interesting trend going on that was going on in the 80s. People are leaving jobs that make more money to go to other places that have better benefits. A positive work experience. I don't understand why a leader wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, I'm going to go to work today and make it a living hell for everybody, and they're going to be productive and achieve all the goals. Wrong, wrong. It has to be a positive work experience. They have to be able to wake up in the morning and want to go to work. Timely and consistent recognition. Again, that's so important. If they've done something amazing, let them know. Finally, trust. You know, Oprah Winfrey said, any relationship, doesn't matter what it is all about trust. And she was absolutely right. And leadership is a relationship. Okay? Now, I'm certainly not telling you to make them your best friend, but it is a relationship. Be humble. No one likes an arrogant leader. Being arrogant just doesn't work. And I don't think it ever did. But I've had arrogant leaders, we've all had arrogant leaders, and we knew it didn't work. And it does not work. Excellent leaders periodically conduct an honest evaluation of themselves. Yeah, know what you do well and know what you don't do very well. And if you don't do something very well, get help. There's always tons of people that do things great that you might not do so well, and they can help you. And that brings the company to the next level, and that's where we need it. Understand your limitations. A man's got to know his limitations. There's certain things I cannot do, but I have people around me that help me because they can do it. Recognizing your own faults is vital to understanding yourself. And that's very, very true. Once you understand yourself, you can understand other people. And here's the thing. Until you understand yourself, you're never going to understand other people. Okay? Don't be afraid to make mistakes. My goodness, I don't know how many times I've gone to do consulting and people are they're just all destroyed because they made some mistakes. And I'm going, we're human. We're not robots. We're going to make mistakes. Learn from them and don't make them again. Okay? Adjust, adapt, innovate, move forward. And while you're doing that, you will make mistakes, but it's okay. As long as they learn from it and they don't do it again. Be humble. Oh, be humble. Helping others is the key to becoming an outstanding leader. Outstanding leaders are servant leaders. They're constantly checking on their people to see if they need anything. Do you have everything you need to do the job? One of the biggest complaints I get from employees that I talk to is, well, I don't get the tools to do the job, but they still expect me to do it. You've got to give them the resources. It's so important. Okay? Practice gentleness in everyday actions. Absorb the venom of others' attacks and react with gentleness and respect. Haters going to hate. Okay? They're just going to. Just let it roll right off you. Don't even worry about it. Okay? I have a strict policy. If you don't like me, that's your problem, not mine. I like me. Finally, appreciate your talents. And this doesn't come from being prideful. Pride goes before the fall. Okay? Pride stems from insecurity about oneself. Okay? Self-esteem stems from being comfortable in your own skin. And that comfortable in your own skin basically means what I said before. You know what you do really well, and you know what you don't do very well. And the things you don't do very well, you get help. Because it's impossible to do everything super well. It just is. Include everyone. Include everyone. Every single person that works for your organization is important. They're doing something that gets you to the mission and vision and makes you profitable. Build trust. And the only way to do that is to do the right thing. Communicate positively and openly. Okay? You've got to. Even when things are bad, you've got to. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. Okay? I heard that all through 2020, and you know what? We got through it, didn't we? Okay, those were positive people saying, we'll get through it. They'll figure it out, and they did. Link organizational values, mission, and vision with the employee's personal values and mission. Ask them, what do you want to do? Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? And then help them. Help them. Personal story. When I was in respiratory school, they changed the time you had to be at school in the morning for clinicals. And I was working 11 to 7. And they changed it from 7:30 to 6:30. And I really thought I was going to have to quit. I was newly married, had a brand new baby, didn't know what I was going to do. Okay? I went to my boss and I told her. I said, they're going to make us come in, earlier. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to have to drop school. And this is what she told me. Don't do that. You got a family. You got to take care of them. I'll cover for you. Just take off at 6:20 because you're right down the street. It's not that far. And she did for that whole year. I will never forget that. Ever. Ever. And I told her, I said, I'm going to have them put your name on my diploma too. Okay? Share ideas. Let them come in and tell you ideas. It's amazing where you get these amazing ideas that may lead to something wonderful for the organization. Okay? Always expect the best from your staff. This is called the self-fulfilling prophecy. Let me tell you, if you think your people are terrible, guess what? They're going to be terrible. Okay? It's kind of like I always say, if you're looking in the mirror every day and you're saying to yourself, I'm poo, you'll turn into it. And that's exactly what happens here. It's a self-fulfilled prophecy. Don't think that they don't feel it. Even if you're not saying it to them, they feel it. Include everyone. Everyone. Everyone's in the circle. Appreciate everyone. Everyone has a job that they have to do to get everything done. And they're just as important as everybody else. Create a positive atmosphere, and this can be done. I've seen it. I've done it. We're glad you're here. I'm glad my students are here. Hey, well, back in the day, I was glad that my patients were there and that maybe I could help them just a little bit. Smile. Yeah, that's a big one. You know, smiling at someone is an instant, it's an instant connection. Okay? So smile, be friendly, say good morning to everyone. Everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever. Everyone. Call people by their name. Boy, that's key. That's immediate. Immediate connection when they know your name. It's like when you walk into your favorite place, whatever it is, and they know your name. Dr. B. Huge connection. Okay? Make eye contact. I know. People are going to say, well, you know, in some cultures, not this culture. Make eye contact. If I'm interviewing somebody for a job and they can't look me in the eye, I'm thinking, oh man, what are they up to? They're doing something they don't want me to know about. Make eye contact with everybody. So important. It makes them know you're sincere, you know what you're doing, and you're going to innovate and move forward. Here's the bear paradigm. Here's the work circle. Look at all these happy people here in this work circle. You know why? Because the leader has led them into the work circle and they're inside and they feel like they belong. Perfect example of this is Facebook. Everybody has Facebook. Well, maybe not everybody, but most people do. Why? Because we want to be included. We want to be included. No one wants to be out on the outside looking in. No one wants to be outside that circle. And then you see me down here, and I'm not invited to the circle, so I feel unequal. What happens when that happens is productivity in this person goes down, motivation goes down, and they disengage. And the way things are today, we cannot be having them do that, ever. So, the 4 concepts of servant leaders and how to be a great leader right now: respect. Respect everyone. Okay? Everyone. Even when they don't respect you, respect them. Appreciate everyone. Because let me tell you something. I've been leading people a really long time, and I can tell you from experience, you're going to need them at some point. Trust. You got to build trust in everybody, because we will not follow people we don't trust. And common sense and perseverance. You know what the easiest thing to do? Give up. Give up. When I was working on my PhD, the people I started out with, many of them just gave up. And a friend of mine asked me, so how does the whole doctor thing go? Well, I'm either going to finish or I'm going to be gone, because there's no choice. I'm going to finish. You have to persevere. You have to push forward. And common sense. And it's not so common anymore. It's just not. But it needs to be. So, be kind to everyone, but hold them accountable. They've got to be held accountable. They're working for you. They're making money. You know, they are your livelihood as well as you are their livelihood. Okay? And coach them up or coach them out. When people are struggling, 9 times out of 10, it's a coaching opportunity to coach them up. And I've got to tell you, over the years, most of the people I coached hit home runs and turned it around. Now, can you save everyone? No, that's impossible. It just doesn't happen that way. You can't throw a lifesaver to somebody who doesn't want it. But 9 times out of 10 or more, you coach them up, and they do great. I want to thank you. Again, I am Dr. James Baird. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and everyone take care.